Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy in the building. And we got another daily dose of Stephanie White. It is Tuesday, May 5th. Stephanie White got on the mic. Caitlin Clark got on the mic. Lexi Hall got on the mic. But for this video, it is a Stephanie White daily dose, baby. And we're going to jump right on in. Let's get to it. Hit the intro. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Indiana Fever Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your boy, Rudy Rodriguez Showmod. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You know we bring the energy. You know we bring the fun. You know we bring the real talk, unfiltered, unapologetic. As this team continues to try to beg people to buy tickets for this game on Saturday with all kinds of corny-ass videos for which 2 years ago they wouldn't have had to ask a single person to buy a ticket because people would have been lined up around the block to buy tickets. That is not the case now in year 3 of Caitlin Clark, as Stephanie White has decided she wanted to do it her way in her game, her way, women's basketball. Because she wants to win her way and do it for her game and her way. You know what I mean. Hit the like button. Subscribe to both channels, man. Like I said, let's jump in on this Stephanie White press conference. It is always a heck of a lot of fun listening to Stephanie give you her point of view. Yo, look at that big smile, man. She is happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Let's take a listen.
I have a question about Ty Harris and just what makes her such a good fit and how you kind of.
God, dog, y'all got no questions. I got a question about Ty Harris. Yeah, that Ty Harris. That's the question we got. Man, you waited. You really need that question, huh?
Helped and seen her go through this recovery process.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I mean, she's a player who can play multiple positions. So she's got versatility. She can be a primary ball handler. She can play off the ball. She can knock down a shot. She's been in our system, so she understands, how we want to play and what our expectations are.
She's been in our system. Whose system? The Indiana Fever system? Oh, no. The Connecticut Sun system. The Stephanie White system. That's the system she's been in. Because the Connecticut system is the Indiana system now. And last I checked, Connecticut didn't play very fast when she was the coach.
And she had a tough year last year with her injury. So just, working through this process, I think the most important thing that we want her to understand is just to be patient with the process, that it is going to take some time. She worked incredibly hard in the offseason to position herself to be ready. And I've been pleased with her progress. I think, every player wants to be 100%. All the time, but understanding that it is going to take some time, I think is important, and I think she's on the right track.
Steph, you're a former player, been around these players this year, your career. You know how difficult it is trying to get through injuries. What's your level of excitement for Caitlin, knowing that be back and all starts this weekend for her?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for her. She's put in a lot of work to prepare herself. I mean, not just the work that you do in the gym, right? It's in the weight room. It's conditioning. It's movement patterns. It's nutrition. It's sleep. It's all of those things. And as young players, you're able to get by with only doing some of those things. And I think as you start to get older and you start to go through the ebbs and flows of what a career is like, and injury, and all the other things, that you really understand the value of all of it collectively. And I think she made it all a priority in the off season. But most importantly for Caitlin, for somebody who loves to just play, just to find joy in playing again. I mean, it's hard when you're injured, and you're in and out, and you don't really know what to expect, or you don't really trust sometimes your body and things that are happening. And so I'm proud of her and the work that she's put in and the commitment that she continues to make. And I'm happy for her that she can find joy in playing again and just go out and do what she does best.
Why wouldn't she have joy playing basketball? Why would Caitlin Clark not have joy in playing basketball? I am posing that question. Y'all let me know what y'all think, why she would not be having joy playing basketball. Being injured ain't got nothing to do with joy playing basketball. Nothing. It's like she couldn't puts these things together like a puzzle to tell us that she wasn't enjoying basketball because she was hurt. No. She didn't get to enjoy basketball because she was hurt, but finding joy in playing the game, I don't know about all that now. What do you think?
From a coaching standpoint, how have you grown when it comes to rest and recovery? I mean, you went from 36 games to 40 to 44, and players are moving, doing a lot of things a lot differently than, I guess, 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think, every year we seem to have more information. The scientific aspect of catching up with everything, understanding how to change practices, when you can go hard, when you can go longer, when you have to shorten it, listening to the training staff, listening to the players, and using our experience. I mean, if it's been a tough travel day for whatever reason, and we're scheduled to practice, sometimes we got to make adjustments. So I think flexibility, and understanding that we're all learning what it means to continue to play more games in the same time frame. I think that's a big adjustment in itself. And then just like everything else, it's the consistency of helping our players understand what it takes in those months that we're not in season, to prepare ourselves to be ready for a training game, to be ready to
Damn, Stephanie, you knocking the mics over. Why can't she adjust to other stuff? Well, so she's got to adjust. She's adjusting to the schedule, when to practice, not to practice, blase, blase. Why can't she adjust her game plan to her best player? Why is that so difficult?
The traits that matter as you guys make your final cuts. I'm curious what you think of the addition of the developmental contract and how that will fit into the decisions you guys make as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, those are probably questions for Amber, in terms of what that looks like. But I think the developmental contracts are important because we continue to expand in our league, and making sure that we have players that are ready. Number one, but number two, I mean, the opportunity, through the development contracts that if we have situations like we had last year, that we can call players up and we can have them ready to go, and they've been in the system, and we're not starting from square one, and we're not reteaching, or we're not scaling back at certain times of the year, and players have an opportunity to grow and to get better, in live play. And I think that's important too. It's one thing when you're doing it on your own and it's all skill development, but there's another aspect of basketball IQ and how the game is played, and understanding how to read as opposed to just run plays, understanding the strength and conditioning, understanding the nutrition, understanding all the nuanced aspects of what it means to be a professional athlete.
With Mo's ankle injury, did she get an MRI or any scans? Did you anticipate her practicing today?
I don't think there were any scans that happened today, but I'm not going to throw her out there today. And I think give her another day to really see how she is. She'll get player development work. She'll get work on the just getting shots up and in the weight room and in the training room. But we've got a full week. She feels a lot better today from when I talked to her today. So I'm not going to throw her out there today.
Tell me why exactly you don't know if your player had an MRI. Why wouldn't you know? That seems like a pretty critical piece of information for the head coach to know. I mean, it's almost as if she never knows what's really going on with her team. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's confusing to me that you would be the head coach of a basketball team and not know when if you're starting power forward who turned an ankle on Saturday, if she's had an MRI done or not. That seems to be a really simple thing. Yes or no. Has she had one or has she not? And I don't know why in the world she would not know if she's had one or not. I mean, this is the type of stuff that makes you sit here and like you're the head coach. You're the head coach. Make this shit make sense.
Any updates on Justine Passat and how she's doing?
Justine's still working a lot in the weight room and with our player development and working on sort of a return to the live action in the court.
What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? What's her injury? What's her injury? What's her injury? Please tell us what the truth really is. Why do we get lie after lie after lie after lie? Why? What's the injury?
Saturday. Does it help that you played Dallas already in that preseason game to kind of get that base foundation of what you need to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it certainly helps when you've seen a team, when you've seen personnel. They've got some players that a lot of our players are familiar with, and they've got some new ones as well. So I think it helps that you see them in live action. Certainly, they have players who weren't available, who are going to be available on Saturday. And more than anything, I think just our ability to continue to get better, like see different ways that teams are going to attack us. We are a team that likes to attack matchups, and we're also a team that will get attacked in certain matchups. And so what kind of adjustments we can make.
Steph, you're talking to Sophie and Ty yesterday, and was saying that they use sports psychology coaches before.
Yep.
Have you seen that become more prominent? And Sophie was saying, like, it's good to have those conversations, kind of make that more of like a normal thing for athletes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like anything, right? It's just like life. When we know better, we do better, right? And having resources that are available, having opportunities to step outside, maybe our comfort zone or step outside of what we consider societal norms, and hopefully make it a societal norm. I think that, sport is always on the forefront of change, and understanding the impact of, sports psychology, regular psychologists, therapists, all of that. It's important. Like, look, what these women do every day is hard. What they challenge themselves and push themselves to do physically, mentally, and emotionally is hard. The world that we live in right now is tough, right? Like all of these things. And so make.
Respectfully, Stephanie, you're my age. How old are you? Stephanie White, age. Yeah, she's my age. She's 48. We're the same age. She's actually 6 months older than I am. You think that the world today is hard? You think it's hard? I think the world today is so much easier than it was when we were kids. They got every tool, every resource, everything under the sun available to them. They have top-notch facilities. They get premium travel. They get 5-star hotels. They have all the technology in the world for injuries. They got everything. I think the world today is so much easier, yet all you guys do and people do is coddle and coddle and coddle athletes as if they have the toughest lives in the world. They have the easiest of lives comparatively to normal people. Celebrity and athlete have the easiest existences on earth because their jobs, realistically, once they've hit the top, if you're a celebrity, you're typically there for the rest of your life. If you're an athlete, you're there for the rest of your professional playing career. And even after that, you're going to get tons of opportunity just based on the fact that you were an athlete. That's it. So making it sound like they have a tough life is wild to me.
Making sure that they understand that the holistic person, the holistic player, and what you do to put yourself in a position to be successful encompasses it all. It's not the old school, like, look, you leave everything outside the lines. Like, that's not realistic. And so for us, being able to provide resources that help the whole aspect of our players is important.
you use that as a coach at all?
Yes.
When it comes to
Yes.
and what's been your experience, or what compelled you to seek it out?
Life. I mean, life. Therapist. Sports psychologist. Just all the resources. When I was a player, these things weren't available. We didn't really know about it. It was like we were just starting in the nutrition aspect of things, right? Like, shoot, it's come a long way, and I think our willingness to understand and encompass all of those things is also important. So yes, I mean I've used all of them.
So she just said that we didn't have this stuff. You're right. We didn't have this stuff. We didn't have all the diagnoses for everything under the sun. We didn't diagnose you with something just because you were in a bad mood or you were having a bad day. Now everything's a diagnosis, and I'm not sitting here belittling any of that stuff. But you just mentioned diet. What are you talking about? We all knew about diet. You have a bad diet, you get fat. You get diseases. You have issues and stuff like that. That's never been a question. I remember when I eat your vegetables when I was a kid. That's not new. Eat your vegetables is not new. Not new at all. But apparently, back in the day, some people thought that eating McDonald's every day was a good idea. Or Burger King every day was a good idea. It's never been a good idea. It'll never be a good idea. Fast food will never be a good idea. To some people, it tastes good. I enjoy fast food personally, but do I need a doctor to tell me, yo, you shouldn't be eating McDonald's every day? No. Apparently that's what Stephanie White needs.
That's something that you talk about with players, kind of actively encourage them to seek out that help, or even like Ty's case, I think she talked about talking with the team sports psychologist for our coverage.
Yeah, I mean, we make them available to our players. I think that we're pretty transparent as I say we as our coaching staff in all of the things that we've been through in struggles like injury and life and ups and downs of everything. I mean, look, we talk about keeping the main thing the main thing. Look, it's faith, family, and basketball. Kind of in that order, and to be able to help our players. Number one, recognize that we don't just talk about it, like we live it. Number two, the lessons that we've learned, when we have had the opportunity to utilize all the services available and is important. And then to empower them to find their own journey. I mean, not everybody does, which is fine. And those that would like to, we want to make sure that we put them in position to have those resources available.
Wow, there you got Stephanie White. Daily dose of Stephanie White. So she clearly doesn't know what's going on with Monique Billings' injury situation. You're 4 days from the opener, and you don't have a power forward yet ready to play. And then you find out later on, and I'll do this in another video, but then Lexi Hull is still injured. So even the option that I thought of starting Lexi Hull at the 4, though, that's not going to work out for the time being, because she probably won't play, if at all, a lot of minutes, if at all, on Saturday. I'll do that in a separate video. That's all we got for this edition. What are y'all thoughts on what Stephanie White had to say? Always the typical nonsense. She doesn't know. She doesn't check out our MRI. She doesn't know about the injury status of her players. Nobody asked her about Lexi Hull. They asked about Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark has to find her joy again. I feel like I'm watching The Water Boy. Coach, you found your joy again. You found your joy again. Coach, you found your joy again. Well, this time, Caitlin, you found your joy again. That's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments. I appreciate y'all as always. Her Game, Her Way, women's basketball, Indiana Fever Unfiltered. Come on now.